He was born with the name Mbanaso Okwara Ozurumba, a name that means the people's pride. He died as King Jaja of Opobo, a name that struck fear into the hearts of British merchants. This is the story of an enslaved African child who fought his way to the top of a powerful kingdom, only to walk away and build his own empire from scratch. An empire so rich it controlled the 19th century equivalent of crude oil. An empire so powerful it couldn't be defeated in battle, so it had to be betrayed. Welcome to African history. Today we are telling the unbelievable true story of the Opobo Kingdom, an African superpower that rose, ruled, and was ruthlessly and deceitfully dismantled, all within 2 decades. This is a story you need to hear. Our story begins around the 1820s in Igbo land. A boy named Mbanaso Okwara Ozurumba is born. But at just 12 years old, his life is shattered. Slave raiders capture him. He is sold down the river to the mighty trading kingdom of Bonny. He is gifted to Chief Alali, the head of the Ana People House, one of Bonny's most powerful trading companies. He is given a new name, Jubo Juboga. The British traders, struggling to say his name, simply called him Jaja. But Jaja was a genius. He started at the very bottom, a canoe paddler, but he had 2 secret weapons: relentless ambition and fluency in Igbo, the language of the palm oil producers in the interior. He quickly rose through the ranks, becoming a master trader. Then crisis hits. Chief Alali died, leaving the Ana People House drowning in debt. £15,000 was owed to the British traders, a fortune worth millions today. No one wanted to touch it except Jaja. He stepped up, took on the debt, and in doing so became the new chief of the house. Through ruthless business savvy, he not only paid off the debt but made the Ana People House richer than ever before. Jaja's success made him a target. His rival, Chief Oko Jumbo of the Manila People House, saw him as a threat. In 1869, their rivalry exploded into an all-out civil war. Jaja and his followers were outgunned and outnumbered. Facing certain defeats, he made the most brilliant decision of his life. He wouldn't die for Bonny, he would leave it. In a stunning move, Jaja led a strategic withdrawal. He didn't just flee with a few followers. He convinced 14 of Bonny's 18 trading houses to live with him. It was a mass exodus that crippled Bonny's economy and gave Jaja a ready-made army, workforce, and treasury. Jaja led his people a few miles to the east, to a strategic point on the Imo River. In 1870, he founded a new kingdom and named it Opobo, after the founder of his old house. He crowned himself king and then executed a masterstroke. He positioned Opobo like a cork in a bottle, blocking all European access to the palm oil-rich hinterland. Palm oil was the crude oil of the Industrial Revolution, and Jaja now controlled the tap. European merchants had no choice. To get palm oil, they had to go through Jaja. He set the prices and charged them tariffs. He became phenomenally wealthy, at one point shipping over 8,000 tons of oil directly to Liverpool, cutting out British middlemen. He built a sophisticated state and a powerful military of 67 war canoe houses. He was so respected that Queen Victoria even sent him a sword of honor. The enslaved boy was now king, and his kingdom was an economic superpower. But Jaja's power was his downfall. The British Empire wanted what they would call free trade, which really meant they wanted to end what they claimed to be Jaja's monopoly. At the 1884 Berlin Conference, European men in suits drew lines on a map and declared Opobo British territory. Jaja was never invited. The British sent a cunning young diplomat, Vice Consul Henry Hamilton Johnston, to deal with what they would call the Jaja problem. Johnston knew he couldn't win a fight, so he planned a deception. In 1887, Johnston invited Jaja to peace talks aboard the British vessel, the Gold Shock. He promised safe passage, and trusting the rules of diplomacy, the king agreed. This was a trap. The moment King Jaja stepped on the deck, he was taken a prisoner. It was an act of international piracy. The king, who built an empire, was captured, not by force of arms, but by a lie. Jaja was put through a sham trial and exiled thousands of miles away, first to Accra, then to the remote Caribbean island of St. Vincent. Even in exile, his spirit was unbroken. After years of petitioning, he was finally granted permission to return home in 1891. But he would never see his kingdom again. He died on the way back home. Many believe he was poisoned by a cup of tea. With King Jaja now gone, the British dismantled his kingdom. Opobo was absorbed into colonial Nigeria, but the story does not end there. The spirit of Opobo endured. Today, the community still thrives. They maintain their unique traditions and memory of King Jaja, the slave boy who defied an empire. The story of Opobo is more than history. It's a lesson in the brutal mechanics of colonialism, the price of resistance, and the fragile nature of power. It's the story of Mbanaso Okwa Ozurumba, who became Jaja, who became a king. A man who built a kingdom from nothing, whose legacy reminds us that history is written not just by the victors, but by the resilience of the human spirit. If you learned something new about this incredible chapter of Nigerian history, hit the like button. Let me know in the comment section which part of forgotten stories you'd like us to cover next, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more journeys into the past. Thank you and thanks for watching.